evening. I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach. Hi, Sarah Stubbs. Welcome over on TikTok. Little housekeeping. So I'm going live in a few different places. Let me just readjust here. Okay, so I'm over here on my phone on TikTok, and then I'm over on the Facebooks, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Hi, Javi. Woo! From YouTube. And we're talking today about something that I see run absolutely rampant in the entrepreneurial space. And it's those people, I used to be one. I think anyone who's ever been an entrepreneur, hi, Romy, hi, Caroline, anyone who's been an entrepreneur knows this feeling of just being that ideas person. That person who has an idea for this business and that business. And you constantly talk about all the things that you would do if you had the time, if you had the money, if you had the support. And let me tell you, this is the pep talk you need, not the pep talk you want. Stop bullshitting yourself. All right. Let's have a real come to Jesus moment about what it actually takes to start a business. Hi, Jason. Hi, Linda Lou. And hi, Susie. And hi, user 92002. Welcome, everyone. Okay. So if you're going to start a business, if you're going to do anything that is at all exciting, anything that's at all worthwhile in your life, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. Okay. I know it feels so safe and cozy just thinking, okay, well, I'm going to talk about all my ideas and I'm going to get that off my chest. And let me just tell you, as someone with ADHD, okay, talking about your ideas actually doesn't help you move them forward. Okay. Talking about your ideas actually gives you like a false level of dopamine. Okay. When we talk about something, when we talk about doing something, folks with ADHD, we get pretty much the same amount of dopamine as if we actually go and do it. Okay. So you need to cut the crap and stop talking about your goals. All my life you have been, hello, and hi, still Wendy, and hi, Kath, and hi, Sin. Welcome. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the likes. Oh my gosh. TikTok's such a funny animal. Anytime you like the live, it actually does help me get more views. So I really appreciate it. You can't keep talking about your ideas. Okay. The only way you're going to find out if they're actually going to take off is by doing them. Okay. Hi, Maria. Welcome. Thank you for the likes. All my life you've been. I love that username. And hi, Maggie Poo. Love that cute puppy. Anyway, so you can keep talking about the ideas that you have for your business all you want. Okay. You can keep being that friend in your group. Okay. And we all know that friend, right? We all know the friend who sits there after having a couple cocktails at brunch, just going on and on about like, oh, I just like someday I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go and I'm going to do this thing and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be all these things. And, if only I had the money, if only I had the time. And they're constantly talking about this idea and that idea. And they're saying it like they're going to do it. And they never do it. And then they complain about their boss and their job. And they're not happy with what they have right here. But they never make an actual change. They never actually go outside of their comfort zone. And let's talk about your comfort zone. Okay. So let's talk about like what actually goes on with your brain when you're considering doing something that's risky. Okay. Your brain is designed for thousands of years ago when going out into an unknown forest could have been life or death. Okay. Your brain is trained to look for any and all dangers that could threaten your life. Okay. Your brain doesn't know the difference anymore between walking through an unknown forest where there might be predators that might eat you and between starting a business and putting yourself out there and posting on social media and asking people to be your damn client and asking people to spend money with you. Your brain sees them as equally dangerous. Okay. Predators in the wild and all the scary, risky things that you have to do to start a business, right? Let's talk about all the scary things that do go into starting a business. Okay. So if you're full-time employed, a very real risk for a lot of people is if you start a business while you're full-time employed, your employer could find out and not like it. Okay. So something that I always have my clients look at before they delve into starting their business is whether or not there is a stipulation in their employee handbook if they can start a business or not, right? Because we don't want you getting fired halfway through starting it. Also, depending on what kind of company you work for, you may have some stipulation in your employment contract that says that anything that you start while you're working for this company belongs to the company. So if you start a business on the slide, guess what? They have a legal claim to it. Okay. So when you're thinking about starting a business and you're thinking about how it could jeopardize your employment and your income that you need while you're getting ramped up, it's a valid fear. Okay. Even in, oh, thank you. Even in companies where there's no rule against it in the employee handbook, sometimes your manager may not like it. Your manager may be anti you starting a business. Okay. And having that conversation with your manager or the director of your department and just clearing the air and having them understand that you're not going to be slacking on the job, that you're going to be working on this thing in your free time. That's a really scary conversation to have, right? Because you're indicating that at some point you're going to be leaving this job, right? And what happens, especially when we're living in very uncertain times, we worry that like if we out ourselves as not being happy or wanting to move on, what happens if there are layoffs? Are they going to look at you and be like, well, they're starting a business. So like, if we have to lay people off, they should be first on the chopping block. Okay. Valid fear. And also people start businesses all the time while they're full-time employed, something that I help my clients with all the time. I can't tell you how many of my clients, worked full-time for months and months into starting their businesses and never got let go. Okay. I had one client, Adam, who is a technical copywriter. Adam, who is a technical copywriter, who like legitimately still works full-time. He still works full-time. He's an engineer by trade. And actually, I don't know what he does because he keeps getting offered other jobs for more money and for more flexibility, which is incredible. And it's so aligned to the fact that he is living his dream, that he's living in alignment to what he actually wants to do. Okay. When you live in alignment to what you actually want to do and you're brave and you put yourself out there, it's incredible the shit that comes your way. Now, Adam started with me. He was only making like $2,000 a month from his copywriting when we started together. 7 months in, he hit his first $9,000 month. That first year that we worked together, he made $86,000. And the next year, not working with me, not continuing working with me, he'd learned all he needed. He went on to make $150,000 from his side hustle copywriting business. Okay. Using strategies that we developed. It is absolutely possible to run a business successfully while working a full-time job and not have that business jeopardize the full-time job. But here's the thing, you're never going to know unless you go and fucking do it. Okay. You're never going to know if you can successfully have a business and a full-time job until you just do it. Okay. And one of the things that I always love to tell my clients is that, like when you think about starting a business, oftentimes you think, okay, well, I need a plan B. If this doesn't work out, I need a plan B because I do not TV. It's like calling me out. Well, welcome. That's what we're here for. This is the pep talk you need, not the pep talk you want. Okay. But like you do not need a plan B. Okay. When we make plan Bs, basically what we're doing is we're telling the universe, I'm betting I will fail. I'm betting that plan A, the thing that I want the most, is not going to work out. So I'm going to constantly have my eyes over here, my attention over here, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on what my plan B can be. Okay. I think that's bullshit. Okay. I'm not into plan Bs. Okay. If plan A and plan B have to be the same thing, that is okay. There's so many people who do exciting, brave things while still having a full-time job. Okay. Sometimes when I start with a client, our first thing that we have to figure out is what company they're going to change to so that they can keep working and start their business. Okay. Because the company that they work for here will not let them have it. Okay. There is no shame in working a job while you're starting a business. Elizabeth Gilbert, I know people have big feelings about her either way, but her book, Big Magic, it's all about creativity and how like she did her first few books and like how she got herself out there. She literally worked as a waitress for her first 3 novels. Okay. Some of those novels were bestsellers. Okay. The reason she worked as a waitress in restaurants while she was writing her books and while she started her literary career is because she never wanted to put the pressure on her creativity to pay the bills when she wasn't sure it could do it. All right. When you're starting a business, you don't have any guarantee it's going to work out. A lot of businesses fail. Okay. There are ways that you can ensure or up the probability that it's going to be successful. But you get to take care of yourself first. Okay. You don't have to be one of those cowboys who puts everything on the line. Absolutely not. TVs, what about coming up with the capital on a tight budget? So capital is something, depends on what you want to do. Okay. So like capital, if you are starting a brick and mortar, yeah, you're gonna need some capital. Okay. If you are doing manufacturing or any kind of like development, yeah, you need capital. There are so many ways for you to get capital. Okay. You can borrow from friends and family. You can go to the bank and get a small business loan. You can find angel investors. Okay. Depending on what you're doing, there's a ton of coaching lessons. I mean, oh, training is expensive. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to be a coach, I highly recommend getting some coach training. The Coactive Training Institute, how much is it now? It's about $6,000 for the full curriculum to learn how to do the whole thing. That's what I'm trained through. And don't quote me. I haven't checked up on their pricing lately. You don't have to do the whole thing all at once. Okay. You can go in and do the first session, which I think is like just over $1,000. And you can start taking clients. Okay. Coaching is a skill that you add on to all the other expertise that you've developed in your life. You can absolutely build onto it as you go. When I went through coach training, so I went through the first 2 modules. So it was fundamentals and then it was balance. And after balance, I started taking clients. And I started basically paying for coaching training while I was doing it. Of course. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like my work. Yeah, absolutely. Coaching is one of the best ways to make money. I'm a firm believer if you do it right. There's a lot of bad advice out there about how to start a coaching business. But I mean, you can very simply make $10,000 a month with, just living life, not working a crazy amount of hours, like actually having impact and helping people. It's a really, really beautiful way to make a living. And if you want to, like, there are so many ways for you to make way more than $10,000 a month, depending on what your ideal client is or who your ideal client is, what you do, and kind of like what your ambitions are. So it really depends. And if you are curious at all about what the steps would be, TVs, I wish I knew your name. Go ahead and grab a Generate Income Strategy call in the link in my bio, because I'm happy to walk you through it. Anyway, so we'll bring it back into the pep talk you need, not the pep talk you want. You cannot do anything without making sure, A, that your human needs are met, because that's where we start freaking out. That's where things go off the rails. That's where we start making really bad decisions. All right. And you also can't do anything exciting if you're not stepping outside of your comfort zone. Okay. So there's no shame in having a job that pays the bills while you're building something. All right. I know. Oh, getting a FaceTime call. I'm going to reject that for right now. Anyway, I will call her back. Anyway, so make sure that your humanly needs are are taken care of, and make sure that you are not like clinging desperately to your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is there to keep you safe for like circumstances that no longer exist. All right. Your comfort zone sees anything that is slightly uncomfortable or out of your daily routine as dangerous. All right. And we know that really, like, the first time you did anything was going to be scary. The first time you rode a bike, your brain was probably freaking out like, oh my God, we're going to die, right? Young you, or maybe adult you, like just figured you'd go flying over the handlebars. And you probably did at some point. I know I did. But you didn't die. Like, you wouldn't be watching my live right now if you died, right? You stayed alive through it. Okay. You showed your brain that you could do something that was a little scary, a little risky, a little dangerous, and not die. Okay. That's what you're going to have to do when starting this business. You're going to have to stop with the talking and start with the acting. Okay. Start taking action to make this shit real. All right. Or else it's never going to happen. Now, it's difficult to start something that is like something that you so want to do. It's like your heart is in it, and it's like all your hopes and dreams are tied into it, and it's something that you're passionate about. When you don't have support, when your loved ones don't get it, when like your best friends and your family are like, what do you think you're doing? Like, why are you risking your good job for, something that isn't a guarantee? Like, especially coaching, people still don't know what coaching is. People still think it's super woo woo, and they're like, oh, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to do shamanic ceremonies in the woods? Which, sure, there are lots of coaches who do shamanic work, and they make a lot of money doing it because they're doing really incredible healing work. Absolutely. Yes, exactly. So, one of the most important things to being on your journey, we're just going to go with the woo-woo language, being on your journey and succeeding, is surrounding yourself with people who genuinely see it. They see your vision. They see what's possible for you. They don't just see what's possible for you, but like, even when you're talking about something that they're like, that's a little wild, like, they support you. They hear that it's something that you really want to do. And because you really want to do it, they think, you know what? Fuck yeah, go for it. Go do it. It's one of the main reasons why I have so much group stuff in my group programs and my one-on-one. Like, there's like a Monday sprint call, and we have a weekly Q&A, and we have a sales lab, and we have a co-working session. And these aren't even part of like the actual programs that I do. Because starting a business is so lonely. It's so lonely. And sure, you can have like really supportive people around who are like cheering you on, but they will not understand what you're going through. They won't get the day-to-day. They won't understand like the crushing feeling when you post something that you've been working on to announce your business, and you get like 1 like, and it's from your mom. Okay. Like, they don't get it. They don't have the capacity to understand because they're not doing it themselves. All right. When you have a group of business besties, as I like to call them, they are there for every celebration. Every celebration, even you just celebrating that you posted something on social media for the first time. Oh my God. Like, that's the most exciting thing. That first post, it's worth celebrating. And when you have the right people in your corner, it gets to be celebrated. Your first client, even if they're not paying you that much, oh my God, it's the most exciting moment. The first time someone said no to your higher rate, it sounds crazy, but it's something that a lot of my clients celebrate because they got the rate out. They got their pricing out. I remember one client, we raised her rates to $6,000 for a 6-month engagement. So she was a coach. She offered 2 sessions a month. And her monthly payment, price was like $1,100 and then $6,000 in full. And she got on a sales call, and the person was an ideal client, and she went through the whole thing, and they said no. They said it was too expensive. And she called me right after, and she said, oh my God, it was the best moment because I didn't throw up. They said no. And I didn't think, I should bring my rate down. She had no question in her mind that her service was worth that much. And the next sales call, she got a client. Just like that, because her energy was at that level. when you're starting a business and when you are putting yourself out there, oh my God, I'm getting a comment from my thing last night. You absolutely need people around. You need people around who can commiserate with you and celebrate with you and just kind of like just be there for the day to day. It's one of the most transformational things that you can do for yourself and your business. And here's the real talk. You've never done this before. Okay. If you've never like I don't know, driven a submarine, are you gonna know what to do? No. No, like you wouldn't even know the first thing about it. You'd be terrified you're gonna blow it up. All right. It's less risky with a business, especially a beginning business, but full permission to be a beginner. Okay, we have this mentality that because we're smart and capable and that we've figured out things before, that we should be able to figure this out, this time around. And what a cruel thing to do to yourself. Okay, it's the worst thing you can do to yourself because no, you don't even know what you don't know. Okay, and it's okay to not know things. It's 100% okay to not know things. I can tell you, I struggled for a couple years to figure shit out. And thank God I come from a background in sales and marketing. And thank God I sold gym memberships and solar power and internet security and a whole bunch of other shit. Because for some weird reason, the universe just gave me all the experience that I needed to be able to figure out how to run a coaching business and how to do so in a way that worked with my ADHD. Okay. And, miraculously, all the pieces had been given to me in the years prior. I just had to figure out how to put it all together. And the amazing thing is that, like, it got to be passed along to other business owners. I was incredibly lucky. I had to struggle for years to figure out which pieces went where. You can absolutely choose to struggle. You can absolutely lean into your intelligence and your capabilities as a human to figure shit out. But I guarantee you're going to struggle. I guarantee it's going to be hard. I guarantee you're going to waste time and energy and miss out on a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. If that's part of the joy for you, figuring shit out, then don't ask for help. Like, do it. Figure it out on your own. You go for it. But if you want to take this to a full-time income sooner rather than later, invest in help. Invest in someone who can show you how to do this. Now, if it's me, if you want to build a service-based business that offers like high-level advising, like coaching, consulting, legal services, copywriting, come talk to me. Okay. It's one of my favorite things to help my clients build. If you want to build anything else, there are a gazillion mentors out there. Now, you do want to be careful. You do want to vet them. You do want to check their references and all stuff because there are some not so savory characters, if we're going to use polite language, out there in the world. But get help. Invest in help. And not just that. Invest in the help and accept the help. Okay. I can't tell you how many clients I've had who signed up to work with me and then never shown up. They spent the money. They, came to the sessions, but never actually did the work. Okay. If you're going to invest in help, be coachable. Be the person who's just like there with an open bowl, like just like collecting all the knowledge in your knowledge bowl. It's the best metaphor I could come up with in that moment, but you know what I mean? It wasn't a good one, but we're going to go with it. Find a way to cut out, thank you, TVs. Find a way to cut out the busy work. Okay. Work with someone who isn't going to have you running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Okay. We're not going with the hustle bros. Okay. Hustle bros don't know shit. Okay. They know how to make their lives miserable and then act as if like that's the way you should be doing it if you want to be cool. No. Find someone who can find like the lazy, elegant way for you to build a business. Okay. It's one of my favorite things. I'm the laziest business owner. I made a TikTok about it earlier today. And it works. It works. It really does. You don't have to kill yourself to have a successful business. Believe me. You absolutely don't. I mean, honestly, the only reason I'm going live right now is because I had dinner late and I'm trying to ride my Peloton every single day for 100 days and I'm on day 4 and I kind of had to let like everything digest before I got on it. I love going live. Live is great. But normally during the week, I'm trying not to go live this late. Um, but of course, like your life is your own. Whatever you want your business to be, you can absolutely design it around that. But invest in health. Find your people and get the fuck out of your own way. Okay. There's no one who can be brave for you. There's no one who can push you outside your comfort zone. There's no one who can put yourself out there to actually make this shit happen. Okay. You're going to have to do it. You have to do it. And let me tell you, if you don't do it, it's going to be one of the greatest regrets of your life. And I am a big fan of being interesting on your deathbed. Okay. We're not being sad, mopey, complaining like, oh, woe's me. I wish I had done this and I could have done that. And that's how I'm going to sound when I'm old. No, we're going to be like, oh my God, remember that time? Remember that time I did that thing and it like crashed and burned. It was awesome. And then that other time that was like wildly successful. And that's how we met. And that's how we met. You want to be that latter person. Okay. You don't want to be the whiny, mopey person. You want to be the person who has zero regrets. Okay. With that, I hope you've enjoyed this live. I hope this pep talk has been that kick in the pants that you need to actually get out there and get working. If you are ready to start your business and you work in the service providing, high level advising world and you want to talk to me, then I invite you to go to the link in my bio and book a generate income strategy call with me. Okay. In this call, we'll talk about what your big dream is for the business, where you're getting stuck and building it on your own. And then if it's a fit for both of us, we will talk about what it looks like to work together. If it's not a fit, I'll point you in the direction of some resources that can be great for you. Anyway, thank you. I want to say thank you to to TVs on my life. You have been, I love that username. Who else has been here? Sierra, Anna, Mariah, KK, Adam. Thank you all. There's just too many. Thank you all for joining, and Javi over on YouTube. I will be going live again later this week, so I hope to see you then. I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all soon. Mwah. Bye.